So we're going right by this feature over here to the right that's steep. We call that King's Chair. The real line needs to be cleaned up. It's make a right, go straight up there. We probably won't clean it up until the winter. And then you actually descend this rock face right where Jonathan's standing, right there. That was one of the very first rock rolls that we ever did on 26-inch wheel bikes. And it was super scary because then you got to stop and get right back on the trail here. Hopefully we get that one cleared back up so people can ride it. It's super fun. The danger is you can't be tempted to go hit it at too much of an off-camber angle. I did that one time and my wheels slid out from underneath me. I was trying to make it less steep than what it was and cut the corner, make it more gradual. And I actually created a much more dangerous problem than just lining it up and going straight down. So that's how we learn this stuff. Sometimes it's trial and error. Sometimes we can learn it from other people teaching us, but sometimes it's just simply, oh, we did it wrong. Change something, do it again. There are 3 lines here. If you go over to the right and go up to the very top here, you've got the beginner line, which is right here. It kind of gets you used to not thinking too much about your pedals and your handlebars. It gets you in the groove, and once you start getting that one down, the hardest one is right here, right through here. This one you cannot go slow. You just have to roll into it, commit, and your brain will take care of the tree and not catch your handlebars on it. You got to lean your bike. Theoretically, the brain does all the work. You don't even have to worry about it.
To go up to the top of this technical line that we call affectionately water. One of the reasons why we name the lines is it frustrates one of our buddies. So that encourages us to name them even more, right? So this one's after Bruce Lee. You got to be like water. All right, so you're not going to take this line right here, which completely bypasses it. You're actually going to head over to where there's some action. Anybody can get a KOM on a easy trail. Can you get a KOM and have your conscience be clear and take all the hardest lines you are able to do as well? Not the hardest lines somebody else is able to do, but the hardest lines that you can do. All right, we're going over here to the right, around these trees. You can see where got this clean right here to try to show where the line is, but nobody rides it, so it's growing back. But yeah, this is the one we wink wink call the beginner line. See how you've got to finesse your pedals through there and your handlebars. You can't really think about it too much. You got to commit to it, go slow but not too slow, don't go too fast, and then just let your brain take care of those. I know it's easier said than done. It's got to be like water. And then here's the harder line. All you're doing is swinging a little bit wider. This one, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty freaking scary. I've got a still picture of me doing it. I've never had a problem with it, never ever crashed, but it's really hard not to come in here and just lock up your brakes and almost stop to make sure you don't make any mistakes. But if you do that, you're probably gonna hit your handlebars on that tree. So you wanna come in here as slow as possible and then just let off your brakes and let your brain take care of that tree there, your peripheral vision. Obviously, I'm not looking at the tree. I'm looking down there at the bottom, but I'm gonna just roll in really slow, and then I'm gonna commit by letting off the brakes and leaning the bike. And your brain sees this tree over here, so it's gonna maneuver your handlebars. But this one's really tricky. And then we've got a super advanced one over here where you just pedal kick off of that and land past that rock there. But only Javier's done that. Nobody else has done that. But these are the 2 main lines right here. All right, we're rolling on to the next feature, which is affectionately called Squamish-ish. And while I'm walking back to my bike, I'll give you the story on why it's called Squamish-ish. We had some guys from Transition come in from Bellingham, which up on the Pacific Northwest, in my opinion, is the best riding in the world. And they've ridden all over, Whistler, Squamish, Bellingham. And they said, when they rode that rock feature, they said, you know what? This is cool enough that you should name it something besides Squamish-ish because it deserves its own name. Thought that was a pretty neat compliment. At the point that we named it, none of us had been to Squamish, and it reminded us of what we thought Squamish would be. Squamish is a lot like it, but like there are hundreds and hundreds of rock rolls like that one. Some way steeper, a lot way longer, but that's your forte. That's where you want to go if you like that kind of stuff. It also has a lot of the stuff like what we're doing here as you're climbing up to get to those rock rolls. All right, I promise you get to the next feature.
My favorite one on the whole trail. It's called Squamishish. We're gonna go up and run this bad boy.